6th of February 2025, and we're live streaming from Bangalore. And yesterday was a most wonderful, auspicious day of Sri Advaita Acharya, his Saptami. So we celebrated that yesterday, and his mercy is continuing. So we'll swim in that mercy today. But today we'll sing a kirtan, and Radha Dasi, the daughter of Shama, Gurudev's disciple, my Gurudev's disciple, will sing this beautiful bhajan, Raja Janamana Sukhakari. I'll read the translation first, just to put us in the right moods here. O you who are the delight of the people of Braja, Radhe Sham Sham Sham. His crown is of peacock feathers, his earrings are sharp shaped around. Around his neck is a forest flower garland, and the bells on his feet resonate rasa, Radhe Sham Sham Sham. With his beautiful face, eyes like lotus petals, and his crooked and enticing posture, he frolics in forests and hearts, captivating all with his artistry in flute playing, Radhe Sham Sham Sham. In Vrindavan, he tends the cows, absconds with the minds of the cowherd girls, and holds up Sri Govardhan, Radhe Sham Sham Sham. Radha and Krishna now unite in one golden incarnation, preaching the religion of devotional service, Kirtan Dharm, Radhe Sham Sham Sham. Without you, I have no other. Without you, I have no other. You incarnate in the divine name and in divine form. At your feet, rapture is found. This Narayan delights there. Radhe Sham Sham Sham. Actually, my Gurudev just wrote the last verse of this. He didn't write it all. We had a discussion one time on that sea in Russia, that Odessa. And Srila Trivikram Maharaj was there asking Gurudev about it. And Gurudev said, well, he actually wrote the last verse, and they rearranged it to some degree. So the devotees insisted that his name come on it. So now Radha Dasi will sing this song. Okay.
Yes. Hare Krishna, everyone. And Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. So I'll start the bhajan, Vraja Jana Mana Sukhakari, by Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Maharaj. Vraja Jana Mana Sukhakari Radhe Shama Shama Shri Radhe Vraja Jana Mana Sukhakari Radhe Shama Shama Mor Mukut Makara Trika Kundala Galai Vajanti Mala Mor Mukut Makara Trika Kundala
Radha Madan Mohan Ju Ki Jai. Radha Binod Bihari Ju Ki Jai. Nityananda Rai Ki Jai. Sachinandana Gaura Hari Ki Jai. Jai Nitya Lila Pravishta Om. Asto Tadasara Shishimad. Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Nitya Lila Pravishta Om. Asto Tadasara Shishimad. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Asto Tarasara Shishimad Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Jagat Guru Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Asto Tarasara Shishimad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Paramahamsa Mahabhagavat Srila Gauri Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Saptam Goswami Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Vaishnav Sabhavoma Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Srila Baladevi Dibhushan Gaudi Bharanta Acharya Ki Jai. Jai Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Narottam Srinivas Shyamananda Prabhu Traya Ki Jai. Jai Srila Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami Ki Jai. Jai Shri Rup Sanatan Shri Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Sad Goswami Prabhu's Ki Jai. Swarup Damodar Raya Ramananda Gauraparsada Ki Jai. Tirobhab Madhavacharya Ki Jai. Tirobhab Madhavacharya Ki Jai. Ananta Kota Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Go Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. So today we are celebrating the Tirobhab. Guruve Gaura Chandraya Radhikaya Dadali Krishna Krishna Bhaktaya Tara Bhaktaya Namo Namaha. Om Timarandasya Gyananjala Shalakaya Chakshu Unmalitam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Shnapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Priya Sarupe, Dayata Sarupe, Prema Sarupe, Sahajabi Rupe, Nijana Rupe, Prabhuveka Rupe, Tatana Rupe, Swavilasa Rupe. Anapita Chirim Chirat Kurana Varatinokalo Samarapaitam Unata Ujvala Rasam Swabhakti Shriyam. Haripurata Sundarata Dikatam Vasadipida Sadahara Kandare Swaratu Vasachinandanaha. Yam Pravajantam Manapetiam Apeti Krityam Dvaipaino Viraha Kataraju Hava. Putreti tam mayatayo tarabo benidustam sarvabhutam pridim munimanatosmi. Bhaktiya vihina aparada lakshay shiptascha karma ditarangamadye. Kripa mayitvam sharanam prapana brinde namaste charanadavindam. Vajami radam aravinda netram smarami radam madurashmitasyam. Vadami radam karuna baradram tato mamanasti katena kapi. Tavaivasmi najivami toivina, iti vignaya radhe tvam nayamam charanantikam. And first of all, offering millions and millions of Dandavat pranams unto the lotus feet of my beloved Gurudev, Nityalila Pravishta Om Astok Tarasara Shishima Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. And the same again unto our most beloved Nityalila Pravishta Om Astok Tarasara Shishima Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And to our dear most Srila Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami and all the Vaishnava and Vaishnavi devotees of the Lord, my Dandavat pranams. So today, this Tirabhav, Madhavacharya, we are celebrating. All of these appearance days are creating the platform, of course, for the advent of the golden avatar of Sachinandan Gaurahari, who will appear in approximately a month's time. So we had a Vaitracharya, Madhavacharya, Ramanuja. One day will be Nityananda, and then we have Shivaratri also. All these personalities are creating an atmosphere of tremendous auspiciousness for the advent of Sachinandan Gaurahari. So today, Shama Didi, she will speak on the glories of Madhavacharya. Shama Didi ki jai.
Thank you, Maharaj. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishnabhaktaya Bhaktaaya Namo Namaha. Dandavat Maharaj and to all the devotees present here. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and Shri Purna Prajna Ananda Tirtha is also called Mukhya Prana Deva. Then he is also called Vedantacharya. He is also called Trailokya Jagat Guru Shri Madhvacharya on his most auspicious disappearance day. It's also known as Madhva Navami. So in the 13th century, there was a pious couple by the name Narayana Pandita, and mother was called as Vedavati. So these couple, they had two sons, and but they both died prematurely, and so they were very upset. They were very sad. They wanted a son. So they prayed to Lord Narayana. Actually, they performed the Payovrata. That is, we get to hear of this even in Srimad Bhagavatam, 2 or 3 instances where this vrata is performed to get a noble child. So these couple, they perform this vrata. When you do this vrata, the main thing is you don't eat anything, but you just maintain yourself on milk. So they did this for 12 years, and eventually they were blessed by Lord Narayana, and they had a wonderful, effulgent, beautiful, powerful, and very highly spiritually qualified child, and they named him Vasudeva. So he was born on Vijayadashami in the year 12,038. On that day he was born, and so they were very happy to have this child. And they were living in a place very close to the Udupi district called Pajaka Kshetra, which is where he was born. And he was so intelligent, just like yesterday we heard how Sri Advaitacharya, when his father gave him the Aksharabhyasa, he learned the whole alphabets in one go. So just like that, even Madhvacharya was very, very intelligent. And so when the father gave him one alphabet, he was able to learn all of it. So he was very quick in learning, and he was very interested in spiritual knowledge. So then he was named as Vasudeva. So they named him Vasudeva. And actually, when they prayed to the Lord, they prayed that they should have an immortal son, because the earlier two sons died prematurely. They wanted an immortal son. So then that's how Vayudev. So his other form is called as Vayu. He is named as Vasudeva, and he came to propound the Tattvavada or Vedantic knowledge for the world. So as a child, he was very intelligent, and he couldn't tolerate seeing people suffering. So he would always run away. If he saw some misery somewhere, he would run away, go and hide himself in some tree, and not come down until he was pacified. and his heart would melt even if he saw somebody crying. So he was so soft. And then at the age of 10, his father, he was actually, father himself was a scholar who was having ashrama in his house where a lot of children used to come to learn from him. So he was also part of this, and so he used to question him. All the children, they used to just memorize whatever was given. So, but this boy used to say, no, this thing doesn't sound all right. This seems to be wrong. But then his father would say, see, you cannot question Shankaracharya and try to change his philosophy. Nobody will accept it unless you become an acharya and write your own books. Nobody will accept you as a, as if you're telling something true. So you better just follow what is being given in the scriptures. That's what his father says. So immediately it strikes him. So he says, I should become an acharya. So at the age of 10, he decides to become an acharya, and he tells his father, I want to take up sannyas. But the father says, no, you are our only son and we don't want to give up on you. So then immediately he says, okay, what if you get another son? So I'll wait until then. And once you have your next son, then I'll take sannyas. So father agrees. And then very soon, by God's mercy, they have another son. And so, but I think by 12, when he's 12-year-old, he takes up sannyas under one Ekadandi Advaita philosophy follower. His name is Achyuta Preksha. Achyuta Preksha is from him. He takes sannyas and then he leaves his home. And there he is so qualified, this boy, he starts correcting his guru. Initially the guru gets upset, but eventually he accepts that whatever he's telling is correct. And then after he takes initiation, he gets the name as Purna Prajna. Purna Prajna is one who has complete knowledge. So then after he convinces his teacher that whatever he's telling is correct, then the teacher gives him the title as Ananda Tirtha. That is a source of joy or happiness. So that name he gets. And soon, the teacher starts to like him so much that he doesn't want to be, away from him. So he is learning from him. So teacher wants to be always with him. So according to Vaishnava tradition, Sri Madhvacharya is considered as an expansion of Vayu, the wind god, who is himself considered as an expansion of Lord Vishnu, including his Sankarshana aspect. Meaning, Sri Madhvacharya is seen as a spiritual manifestation of Shankarshana within the Vaishnava lineage. So Shankarshana is one of the Chaturvyuha, fourfold expansion of Lord Vishnu, representing the power of destruction and absorption. So before going into the life history, let us try to appreciate the position of Sri Madhvacharya. So in Chandogya Upanishad or Shat Prashna Upanishad or Kaushikitaki Upanishad, the supremacy of prana, that is a life air, is discussed. So there is a story about the senses and their importance. So once all the senses, they went to Brahmaji and said, we want to decide which of us is the supreme. So Brahmaji says prana is important, but then they don't accept. They say, prove it to us. So then Brahmaji says, okay, the sense of taste, you leave the body. So when the taste leaves the body and it comes after a year, but sees that the body is still alive even without having the sense of taste. Same thing happens when the sense of sight leaves the body. He asks one after the other senses to leave the body. So when the sense of sight leaves, still the body is alive as a blind, and the sense of hearing leaves, so he remains alive as a dumb, deaf person, and so on like that. Even the mind leaves, still the body is there as a lunatic person, and the other senses, like taste and smell also leave, but still the body is alive. So then when Brahmaji says the prana to leave, the whole senses collapse, the body is finished, it dies. So then Brahmaji asks the prana to come back, the life air. So once the life air comes back, all the senses come alive again. So then he says, see, this is how why prana is so important. Even if all the senses are not there, the body can survive, but without prana, your body cannot work. So it is like a queen bee. When the queen bee leaves a beehive, all the bees follow her. Just like that, when the prana leaves the body, nothing functions. Everything becomes dead. All the senses also become useless. So that's how it is mentioned in all these Upanishads, the importance of prana. So here Sri Madhvacharya is considered as Mukhya Prana Devaru, means God of precious or important or supreme life air, without which the body does not exist. So without the body we cannot do bhakti. So Mukhya Prana resides in all the moving and non-moving living entities and making sure the body is alive. Even when we sleep every night, Mukhya Prana keeps breathing on behalf of us. There is no effort from us. Mukhya Pranadeva chants Hamsa Mantra, that is about 21,600 times every day for us to be alive, sitting in all our hearts. That's how close he is with us and at all times. He doesn't leave us for a moment. The moment he leaves us, he actually takes our life along with the Paramatma on both his shoulders and takes her to the destination that we desire. So that is the importance of Mukhya Prana. So as a small boy, I told you he was very feeling, he couldn't take suffering. So then he takes sannyas, all this I finished. So Madhvacharya, he traveled across the country many times in search of the truth, establishing Dvaita school of thought. So Sri Madhvacharya met Vyasadeva at Badrikashram in the Himalayas to seek guidance and blessings for his new philosophical system, particularly in his commentary on Bhagavad Gita, as Vyasa is considered the author of the Vedas and the Mahabharata, which includes the Bhagavad Gita. Essentially, Madhvacharya wanted to present his interpretations to the revered sages for validation and spiritual insight. In other words, to say Bhagavad Gita as it is. Then Vyasadeva said that there was one mistake. So after reading his Bhagavad Gita Bhashya, he said there is one mistake. Then he asked, so Madhvacharya asked, what is a mistake? So he said, see, you have mentioned that I have written according to my understanding. So strength of my understanding. So Vyasadeva said, actually you have not written according to the strength of your understanding. If you had written according to the strength of your understanding, nobody would understand. You have written in the most simplest manner so that everybody can understand. That was the only mistake that Vyasadeva found in it. So it was in the month of Magha, Navami, on Navami. During the year 1317, he was talking about Ishavasya Upanishad to his disciples, and suddenly he was actually sitting next to the DT room and he was giving a class to his disciples. Suddenly a shower of flowers falls from the sky and covers him completely. It becomes a big mold of flowers. So the disciples are just watching it, and after some time they realize there is no movement. Sri Madhvacharya is not coming out of the flowers. So they rush and they try to clear the flowers, and they are very sorry to see that there is no Madhvacharya. Madhvacharya would have disappeared, and he actually goes to Badrikashram to be with his Gurudev, and that was today. So this is also called as Madhva Navami. So with this, I come to the end of my glorification. Thank you, Maharaj, for this opportunity to glorify one of the most senior acharyas in our Guru Parampara. He is like our root, and glorifying the root of a tree of our Parampara is satisfying all its branches and sub-branches. Thank you, everybody, for your valuable association and patient hearing. Vanchakalpatarubhescha kripasindhuyavacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo.
Thank you, Shama. Thank you, Shama Devi. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Madhvacharya ki jai. So we know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted this line of Madhvacharya because at that time, the time of Mahaprabhu, this Madhvacharya line was the most popular in India at that time. So he joined that sampradaya. He could have joined the Sri Sampradaya or the Ramanuja or Nimbaditya or Kumar Rudra Sampradaya, but he chose to join the Madhva. So we are the Brahma, Sri Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So today is the most auspicious day celebrating his disappearance. Without that foundation of Siddhanta and Tattva that he established, because we know the history coming from Advaitavad, from Sankaracharya, then through Ramanuja is saying it's two. There's some, or rather Madhvacharya is saying it's two, it's distinct. Ramanuja was the first one to express some doubt about Krishna and the Jiva being one. This is called Vaishishta Advaita. He was saying there's a speciality in the oneness, but Madhvacharya very boldly 100 years later was saying, no, it's two. So we always see him with two fingers demonstrating there is Krishna and the Jiva. So Madhvacharya, by his potency, as Shamadidi was saying, infused with the potency of Vayudev and Hanuman also, such a powerful personality, was able to establish two principal truths in the world. He established the Murti form of Krishna for the populace to worship, and he established the defeat of Mayavad. These two very, very powerful contributions. And it's these two powerful contributions that Sachinandan Gaurahari took. He took two teachings from each of the Sampradayas, and from Madhvacharya, he took the defeat of Mayavad and the establishment of the Murti. So today we are very much celebrating his Tirabhav with great happiness and respect and joy and appreciation for the history. So thank you so much for that. So Madhvacharya ki jai. So now we're coming to our conclusion of this Raya Ramananda Samvada. And on Tuesday, it was revealed in this final evening commentary that we are discussing. The name of the chapter is The Final Evening. How the first verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam is brought out as like a platform for the entirety of this whole Ramananda Raya Samvada. So this gives it so much potency and authority. And we were saying on Tuesday how this whole Samvada is sitting on the throne. And when we consider this whole Samvada, we take it in its entirety, from the first proposition of Nishkam, etc., all the way through to worshipping the Sakhis of Braj and Radha Tattva and Prem Vilas Vivart Tattva. When we consider all of these, this whole line of truths that we've walked through, it's exactly the same as the Srimad Bhagavatam. It's unpacking the same steps, the same truths as the Srimad Bhagavatam. So that's being substantiated in this last chapter, this final evening, where the this verse in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's verse 266. It's actually Janmadi Asya Yata Nivyad Itaratash Karteshu Abhignat Sura, the first verse of the Bhagavatam, is being quoted there to put everything in context. So I personally feel this is remarkable how this jewel of Ramananda Roy is so much in sync with Jaiva Dharma is the same, Srimad Bhagavatam, and of course Chaitanya Charitamrita, where this is sitting within Chaitanya Charitamrita. So all of this collectively is the sadhya, is the goal for the highest sadhya, the goal for humanity at large. Remember, initially the goal was being described as Vanashram. This was considered the first proposition, and we discussed that on Tuesday, how very rare it is to actually come into this Varnashram system. It's like those living in the barbaric Western countries. You know, what hope do we have? We're so sitting with Jagai and Madai sitting way outside of the Varnashram system. So to come into contact, to assimilate our lives in accordance with those teachings is very amazing and fortuitous, and indicates great sukriti from previous births. So this, as I was saying the other day on Tuesday, this Varnashram is very special. Yet at the same time, it's just the beginning. It's just the first premise that Raya Ramananda is proposing. And then we scroll through Nishkarma, Karma Yoga, Sharanagat, what's next? Gyan Mishra Bhakti, Gyan Shunya Bhakti, then Prem, then Indasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, then Kanta Prem, Madhurya Prem, then what is Radha's love for Krishna, because it's this love for Krishna that ultimately we are being gifted in this birth by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu becomes the Ashraya, becomes the lover of Krishna himself. So in that mood, that is Shuddha Bhakti. And yesterday we were hearing about Advaita Acharya. He's gifting the world Shuddha Bhakti. So to appreciate this point, and then we're erecting the pillars of rasa on the tattva of Krishna tattva, Radha tattva, Prema tattva. So all of these are brought out in this Ramananda Rai Samvada. I said right at the very beginning, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said, if you throw all the granthas in the ocean, except for the Chaitanya Charitamrita, nothing will be lost. And within that Chaitanya Charitamrita, the heartbeat is the Raya Ramananda Samvada. So this is the heartbeat of all Tattva Siddhanta, Sadhya direction in existence, all in just one tight compilation. So take this very, very seriously. So now we've reached page 243, and we're stepping out of the appreciation of the Bhagavatam. We were saying also in the Bhagavatam, this beautiful verse, Aham eva sam eva gre, this nanyat yat sad asat param, paschad aham yad etachcha, yo vishishyateta so samyaham. This first of the Chatu Shlokis, before there was anything in existence, there was only I. But I just wanted to qualify that. When Krishna says I, it's in the same manner as a king will say, I am going to another destination, but that king will go with all his entourage. So similarly, Krishna is there singularly, but with all his parikars. So that's what this verse means. So I didn't mention that the other day, so I thought I should mention it now today. So now we've come to the final stage where Mahaprabhu is going to reveal his true Swarup. This Rasaraj Mahabhav is going to be revealed now to Ramananda Rai. So this is the conclusion, the climax. We went through actually the conclusion in one sense was establishing the sadhya. So that is one conclusion, is the sadhya. This Prem Vilas Vivart was the sadhya. How to connect with that through the mercy of the Sakhis. That is the Abhidheya. And then we had so many 13 questions where Mahaprabhu is so kind to give us these questions. And it's exactly like when we read the 11th canto, when Krishna is speaking to Uddhav before they go to Prabhash. Uddhav is asking so many questions. There's Bhakti chapter on Bhakti, devotional service, and deity service. Varnashram is mentioned also. All of these chapters in the 11th canto correlate to these 13 questions that Mahaprabhu is asking. So this layers over Srimad Bhagavatam. Try to appreciate this point carefully. So now we've come to the final discussion between Ramananda Rai and Mahaprabhu. And we remember the principal teaching from previous day's class on Tuesday is that everything is being spoken through the mouth of Ramananda Rai, but it's inspired by Mahaprabhu, exactly as Lord Brahma spoke this to Narad, but it's inspired in the heart. Tene Brahma Kridaya Adikabaya. He is that Adikabaya, but it's coming through his heart from Krishna directly. And this Samvada is exactly the same dynamic. Understand? That clear, simple. Okay, so now we'll go on page 243 of our book. Okay.
8, 266 to 270 verses. एक संशय मोरा अचय हृदये कृपा करी कहा मोरे ताहार निश्चये पहिले देखिलुन तोमार सन्यासी स्वरूपा ये बे तोमा देखी मुनि श्याम गोपरूपा तोमार सम्मुखे देखी कंचन पंचलिका तार गौर कांते तोमार सर्व अंग धाका ताहाते प्रकट देखी सवम शिवदना नाना भावे चंचलता है कमल नयना ये माता तुमा देखी होए चमत्कार अकपते कहा प्रभु कारण इहार.
Sri Ramananda Roy asked, O Lord, I have but one more doubt remaining within my heart. Please be merciful upon me and reconcile this. At first, I saw your form as a sannyasi, but now I am seeing your dark complexion form as a cowherd boy, Sri Shyam Sundar. And also before you, I see a golden doll, by whose golden bodily effulgence your entire body appears now covered. A flute rests upon your lips, and varieties of ecstatic emotions are causing your lotus eyes to restlessly rove about. After seeing your swarup in this moment, in this manner, is that right? Swarup, in this manner, a most astonishing bhav awoke within my heart. O Prabhu, please abandon your deception and explain the factual cause of this. So because we know Ramananda Rai, we know his identity is Vishaka. So because of that identity, in the association of Mahaprabhu, his real identity is now waking up. And he's able to see Shyamasundar in this way. Previously, as Raya Ramananda, the governor of Andhra Pradesh, then he wasn't seeing with the same light. But now through this association, his inner identity, his own Swarup, Ramananda Rai Swarup, as Vishaka, has woken up. Sri Ramananda Rai is witnessing both the Sannyas Swarup of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and also his Rasaraj Mahabhav Swarup. His sannyas form is Sri Krishna, eternally in separation from himself. How astonishing. Krishna is in separation from himself, performing austerities, and his Mahabhav Swarup is a manifestation of the special eternal mood of Adiruddha Mahabhav. So this is the highest mood of Mahabhav that Mahaprabhu has come specifically to experience and taste. Being supremely merciful, Sriman Mahaprabhu now desires to reveal the truth of his identity. So we know that he's very confidentially revealing this truth to Ramananda Rai, but we are all, the whole world is reading about it, hearing about it today. So Mahaprabhu understood this, that this will be revealed for posterity. So this has to be revealed, just as that form we described yesterday was revealed to Advaita Acharya, his universal form, when he approached the Lord in Navadvip, in Shiva Sangam. So like, unless these revelations of Mahaprabhu's true identity is revealed, how will people in future fully have faith in his identity? There are so many different gods, godmen they call them in India. So many godmen. And many times they're being busted like regularly. They call them the godmen. And you know, when they get prone to the attractions of Maya, they fall down again. So we have to be absolutely assured, and we can never be assured until his universal form has been revealed and until this form, because this is such a unique avatar once in the day of Lord Brahma. So who is this person? Who is this avatar? When we think of Varaha, like on Sunday, it's Varaha Dev's appearance day. So all these other personalities, but they don't have anything like this loving connection with Shakti, with their Swarup, with their Swarup Shakti. So Sriman Mahaprabhu now desires to reveal the truth of his identity. Thus, a mood of majesty is manifesting here to some degree. This is Aishwarya Bhav that we're discussing. It's not Madhurya. This is why Godavari is not considered Madhurya pastime. Like Navadvip is a Madhurya pastime. There's no exhibition of Aishwarya. Puri is fully Aishwarya. When Mahaprabhu is squirting tears out of his eyes and he's exhibiting these ecstatic forms like a tortoise and in the sea, etc., all his limbs being elongated, this is all Aishwarya. Those devotees who are seeing it are just astonished when Mahaprabhu pushes the Ratha Yatra with his head. Even elephants and a whole army can't pull the cart, but Mahaprabhu just with his head pushes it. This is completely Aishwarya. And this Godavari, this is also Aishwarya Bhav. Even though it's such an intimate conversation, it's such an intimate exchange, but still this revelation is the revelation of Krishna's Aishwarya mood, his majesty. This is what it's saying. Thus, a mood of majesty is manifesting here to some degree, because it's about Radha and Krishna's conjugal relationship ultimately, and that is full sweetness. That is without any Aishwarya. So it's as if both of these aspects are manifesting in a singular form. Krishna's love for Radha, which is completely Madhurya, and then his exhibition of this oneness of Radha and Krishna together. And he's opening this, he's showing this. This is Aishwarya. Thus, a mood of majesty is manifesting here to some degree. Sri Ramananda Rai uses the word sandeha, doubt, which should be taken to mean astonishment in this context. Ramananda Rai is astonished. No one has ever seen or heard of this. Krishna wants to take... When Krishna is performing his pastimes with Radhika, sometimes it's described this pranaya mood, is when both of their identities exchange with each other. Radhika is convinced that she's Krishna, and Krishna is convinced that he's Radhika. So this is a most high stage of affection between them. But now this stage is sustaining itself for the whole of Mahaprabhu's advent. This Radha and Krishna Bhav together in the whole life of Mahaprabhu. It's astonishing. So it's saying here that which should be taken to mean astonishment in this case. Understanding. Simple. To understand, but to appreciate is an ongoing journey. That's our whole journey. Sri Krishna, standing in his threefold bending pose with a flute to his lips and covered by a golden complexion, is the actual Swarup of Mahaprabhu. This is the first time in his manifestation that this is being demonstrated. When he's in Navadvip and he's showing his majesty, he's showing himself as Brajendranandan Shamsundra or Lord Narayan or his Chaturbuj or his Sadbuj form. But to see this form with Radhika, this is the first time this is being manifested. And this is the very heart of Mahaprabhu's identity. It's a very significant place. Okay.
8-271 to 273 verses. Prabhu kahe Krishna tomar gada prema hai, premara swabhav ye janiha nishchaya, Mahabhagavata deke stavara jangama, taha taha hoy tar Sri Krishna spuran. Stavara jangama deke na deke tar murti, sarvatra hoy tar ishtadeva spurti.
Keeping his true self concealed, Sriman Mahaprabhu said to Sri Ramananda Rai, "You possess an exceedingly deep love for Sri Krishna, and it is the nature of a Mahabhagavat who has such deep ecstatic love for the Lord to not see everything simply as movable or inert. Rather, he sees Sri Krishna manifest everywhere. He does not see the moving or non-moving living entities in their forms. He only sees his worshipable Lord everywhere." Just like the gopis, when they're searching for Krishna, they're seeing Krishna everywhere, even though Krishna hasn't manifested his form directly. But they're aware of Krishna's presence everywhere. So commentary. The pure devotee, possessing unalloyed love for the Lord, does not see the forms of the moving and non-moving living entities. Rather, everything is a reminder, udipan, of the sweet pastimes of his worshipful master. In the same manner, the Gyanis see the whole world as the all-pervading Brahman, and the yogis see the presence of the Paramatma everywhere and everything within the Paramatma. Yomam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mai pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami sa cha me na pranashyati. For one who sees me in all beings and sees all beings in me, I am never lost, nor is he ever lost to me. So this is the vision of these Mahabhagavats. They're seeing Krishna everywhere. So Mahaprabhu is trying to hide. He's trying to throw this idea on Ramananda Rai. Oh, you're such a great devotee, you see Krishna everywhere. That's why you're seeing him in me. He's again trying to disguise himself. But Ramananda Rai won't accept this. What then will a loving pure devotee who is expert in tasting the ras of devotional service be capable of perceiving? His heart melts and he realizes that everything everywhere awakens the special ecstasies of remembrance of Krishna's pastimes. So again, Mahaprabhu is trying to hide his identity. He hasn't actually revealed his identity up to this point. He's about to. Okay.
274. Sarva bhuteshu ya pashyet bhagavat bhavam atmanah bhutani bhagavat atmani yesha bhagavatottama.
Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.45. The second amongst the Nava-Yogendras, namely Sri Havi Maharaj, said to Nimi Maharaj, "O King, he who sees in all living entities and all forms of life Sri Krishna as the very soul of all souls, and who sees all living entities as parts and parcels of Sri Krishna, is the topmost amongst all devotees, a Mahabhagavat." So this is how Mahaprabhu is calling Ramananda Rai. Essentially, the Param Bhagavat sees his beloved Lord within all living entities and sees that same prem for which he has for his worshipful deity present within all living entities. Only those great devotees like Vyas, who know Tattva fully and who are expert in spiritual attainment, are able to understand Bhagavan. They make the incarnations of Bhagavan, his personal character, form, activities, and his supremely pure ecstatic transformations their one true goal. Consequently, they can genuinely understand his tattva. However, it is completely impossible for the demonic jivas covered by the modes of passion and ignorance to understand Bhagavan. Unless we make this our exclusive focus and goal, this sadhya, unless this is in our hearts as our greatest desire, then it cannot be attained. The Lord keeps himself hidden too, just as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is doing here. But when it comes to the Mahabhagavats, the Lord cannot fool them. Every object is limited or bound by the three confines of time, place, and circumstances. Yet Bhagavan's nature, which is of unparalleled depth, crosses beyond all the restrictions presented by these three limits. By his potency, known as the Yogamaya Shakti, Bhagavan conceals his own form. Nevertheless, his exclusive devotees are always able to have his darshan. You can't hide from this exclusive devotee. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada describes how Maharaj Nimi, the king of Videha, inquired from Sri Havi Maharaj, one of the 9 Yogendras, about the vision, behavior, characteristics and speech of each of the 3 levels of devotees, namely the Uttam, Madhyam and Kanishta neophyte. Sri Havi replied, Atmanaha, one who is free from material desires and transcendentally situated, Bhagavat Bhavam, and who has attained a spiritual body, Siddhadeha, appropriate for the service of Bhagavan, Pashyat, sees, Atmani, Bhagavat, one's own eternal transcendental spiritual body, Siddhadeha, Bhutani Pashyat, in all living entities, and who sees, Ya Sarveshu Bhuteshu, all conscious entities contained within the moving and non-moving species of life, within, just like when we would be in communication speaking with our Gurudev, a Mahabhagavat, he would always make us feel we were the most important people in existence. It was a phenomenon. Anyone who spoke with Gurudev, he would turn to them and they would get the feeling, my Gurudev has all the time in the world to speak to me. Even if it was going to be for 2 or 3 minute conversation, they would have the feeling that this conversation is for eternity, because a Mahabhagavat lives in that eternal world. So when he communicates with those who are not in that world, those jivas immediately get the effect of the Mahabhagavat. They get that transcendental transmission immediately of that timeless place. He always would make us feel he had so much time, and he was there to listen to our entire life story. But it would only take a few minutes and we would walk away completely refreshed. Like, yes, I've been fully, who has been acknowledged? My spirit soul has been acknowledged. That is what's been acknowledged by the pure devotee. The pure devotee is living in that consciousness of his pure identity. So if we're fortunate to have been in the association of such Mahabhagavats, then we understand what is being spoken here. This is saying how Mahaprabhu is saying that Ramananda Roy, because he's a Mahabhagavat, that he's seeing everything as a reflection of that absolute purity within his heart. But Mahaprabhu is just trying to disguise this and hide. But the commentators are bringing this out very beautifully. And this pastime from the 11th canto, when Nimi meets the Nava Yogendras, and it's saying, Ya Sarveshu, Sarva Bhuteshu, all conscious entities contained within the moving and non-moving species of life within Bhagavan. This is the vision of the Mahabhagavat. Esha Bhagavatotama is the topmost devotee, the Mahabhagavat, who always sees the mood of Savior, the one who is to be served, Sri Krishna. The Sevak, he who serves the Brijbasis, see, in everything, because he possesses profuse sentiments of devotion and is not subject to external vision. Just as I described about my Gurudev, they don't see with external vision. Everything is seeing the entirety of Krishna's manifesting this material world. It's not different to Krishna. It's the same as Krishna, ultimately. But the material desires of the jiva are opposed to that. Nevertheless, the jiva is still a pure spirit servant of Krishna. Even though he's in illusion, he's still connected. So the pure soul will only see with that vision. Understand?
275. Vanalata tarava atmani vishnum vyanjayantya iva pushpa paladhya pranata bhara vitapa madhudhara prema hrishta tanavo vavrishusma.
The gopis, afflicted by separation and sunk deeply in the remembrance of Sri Krishna, said, The trees and creepers, heavily laden with flowers and fruit, are bowing down with their branches. These creepers are haripulating on the pretext of bringing forth blooming flowers and are revealing that Vishnu is present in their hearts. In manifesting this, their happiness is flowing as a stream of honey, and the trees, who are the husbands of those creepers, are showing their happiness in a similar manner. This is the vision of the gopis. This is their complete vision. It's not that this is actually reality, what's happening from our vision. We wouldn't be seeing it like that. But the gopis are seeing like that. This verse is spoken by the lovely maidens of Braj, who are afflicted by separation from Sri Krishna. Their love and affection for him is immensely deep. On seeing the trees and creepers of the forest, the gopis think these trees and creepers of the forest are supremely attached to Sri Krishna, as we are. Just as the tears flow effortlessly from our eyes when we see Sri Krishna, so these trees and creepers are weeping streams of sweet honey. The gopis are exhibiting the symptom of Mahabhav, superimposing their own moods upon others. They are extolling others' good fortune, and out of humility, considering themselves to be worthless and destitute. It is not that Bhagavan's qualities are not revealed in the heart of the gopis, rather they are attributing their own sweet and most desirable bhavs upon the trees and creepers and describing that. And it's saying here they're feeling, out of humility, they're feeling this, that they are not qualified. This is the symptom of prem. Prem and humility are synonymous, we've said so many times. And pride and envy on the other side are synonymous. So the gopis are fully in this mood of, I think we can leave these now. Oh, we can read one more. One more.
8 to 76 to 80 verses. Radha Krishna tomar maha prema hoy, yahan tahan Radha Krishna tomare spuray. Rai kahe Prabhu tumi chada bhari bhuri, mora aage nija rupa na kari hachuri. Radhikara bhav kanti kari angikar, nija rasa ashwadite kari yacha avatar. Nija guda karya tumar prema ashwadhan, अनुसंगे प्रेम नाया कैले त्रिभुवन आपने आइले मोरे करीते उद्धार ये बे कपट करा तुम्हारा कौन व्यवहार.
Sriman Mahaprabhu continued, My dear Ramananda, you have great praying for Sri Radha and Krishna within your heart, and therefore you see them manifested everywhere. Hearing this, Ramananda Roy replied, My dear Lord, please give up this cleverness. Do not conceal your real form from me. In order to taste rasa, you have assumed the ecstasy and bodily complexion of Sri Radhika. Savoring prem is your supremely confidential business. Savoring prem. Krishna is only interested in savoring prem. How can he savor that prem? Except by accepting the mood and bhav of Sri Radhika. Automatically, you have also filled the three worlds with prem. You have come here to deliver me. Why then are you still acting with cunning? What is this behavior of yours? So we'll leave it here for today, and we'll continue tomorrow. So there are many topics, even in these last few pages, that we can actually pull out and discuss. But the overall climax of where this whole Samvada is reaching now is becoming apparent, that Mahaprabhu is about to reveal his Rasaraj Mahabhav Swarup to Ramananda Roy. And this is the culmination, this is the demonstration of Ramananda Roy's affection for Mahaprabhu is coming out by his ability to witness and see, have the adhikar to see this Rasaraj Mahabhav. So tomorrow we'll continue Tomorrow is the disappearance day, Tirubhav, of Ramanujacharya. So we'll also discuss something of Ramanujacharya. The next day is Ekadashi. Then the next day is Varaha Dwadasi. The next day is Nityananda Trayodasi. We're going to complete our reading of this Ramananda Rai on the very day of Nityananda Trayodasi. And that I think is very auspicious to conclude with Nityananda. We had Advaita Acharya supporting and Nityananda supporting, then it will be Lord Shivji, and then it will be finally Mahaprabhu himself. So I think just the timing itself is quite remarkable, the way we're discussing this at this point. So Sri Ramananda Rai Prabhu Ki Jai.
Jai.
Go Premanande. Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Nitya Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura, Hari Bol, Go Premanande, Hari Bol. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhuvevacha, Patitanam Pavanibhyo, Vaishnavebhyo, Namo Namaha.